this lion is doing here, which is basically the lions in this movie, as well as a lot of cartoon animals in general, will have these spotlight shapes around their eyes. This helps make their expressions bigger, like a theater actor wearing exaggerated makeup. I'm going to start by kind of going from the inside corner of the eye. We'll pull down this little triangle wedge for his tear duct. These lions do have dark, prominent tear ducts. It helps reduce some of the sun glare during the day. Edge of the head, which is just going to be a little bit right in between the eye and the edge of the circle, right in the middle there. It'll bend out this cheek, kind of go behind the nose, right around the edge of our circle. And it's going to push up, kind of hits the circle, bottom from the top. Most of the lines in this film, the bottom part is lighter, because actual lines are, and the top is darker. Not all of them. No, both of hers are light. Scar's, both of his are dark. So Noah would have better night vision and Scar would have better day vision. I'm going to go ahead and now I can finish his eyes. Right now he's got some ghost eyes right now. Just kind of blank ghost eyes. You can have him look wherever you want. I'm going to have him kind of just looking upward a bit. And I'm just going to lightly begin with some ovals. I want to make sure that I have both sides slightly in with these before I commit to either one too much. Pick a side. Either side, whichever side you'd like the sun to be on. And you can have the sunlight come in and draw the sun sparkling in the eye. Since eyes are reflective and they reflect the light of the world around us, that's just a thing that they do. Add a little sparkle of the sunlight in there. And then I'll add in the pupil behind that sparkle, which is basically that same oval shape I started with, just slightly smaller. Slightly smaller, and the oval for the pupil I will shade and fill that all in. Eyes in there. That's the most important part and the hardest part. Done, out of the way. Moving on, I'm going to start to work on his nose, which we've kind of already started, kind of pulling out. Right where that bend of it is, I might add a little curvy line here just to kind of show that little dimension in there. It kind of bends. And again, I have it pulling out a little bit. I'm going to then find about halfway in between this little curvy line and where this line meets the circle. It's about halfway. That's where the nose is going to kind of re-meet the circle. Kind of pull out into that little point. Now this doesn't really look like a proper lion nose yet though. And that's because it's missing the nose leather, which is the furthest part of the nose. Although those of us who own cats know the real word for it is the booper. I would not boop a lion's nose though, it's bad pen. And that's what we're going to use, this little line that kind of hits the circle. You just kind of pull from there up, for one side. And the other side just kind of also pulls up, and then down. Notice that little kind of pinkish part of his nose. Then if you want to, you can also kind of just trace right over the edge of the circle and the muzzle up, and it kind of goes back behind the nose. There we go. I was definitely thinking about something. Now this line down here, that's going to be where his chin is. Now we've kind of got the light version of the chin down on there, but when I want to go back over and darken this in, I'm going to want to acknowledge the fact that, this is a big shock for everyone, but lions have fur. I know, very shocking. So when I go back over, first lightly connect here, but when I want to go back over to darken it in, I'm going to add some pieces of fur. How many you want to add is kind of up to you. Here's the good news, is fur is kind of like a fluid in animation in the sense it's always moving and shifting around. It's not like there's a specific number of strands of fur that you have to draw unsimilar, that they have to be in the exact right place and bend in the exact right way. So, they kind of move around, they shift as he moves his body or as the wind blows. So they shape, turn it over, connect. It's kind of stretched out, bendy line. And this is that lighter gold color separated from his regular gold color. And then I can finish off his mouth. So right now he still looks kind of unsure, but if I extend it a little bit more in, and once I've come in a bit, I'm going to bend it up. on there, we've pretty much got most of his face, which means about 95% of what's left is a lot of fur. And most of what that left of that is his mane. There's one other thing that's not fur or mane, and that's his ears. Oh, it's one ear. We're only going to see one ear. Now, when it comes to his fur and his mane, a lot of what's left, I'm going to kind of block it in nice and light and then go back over and darken it all in one pass because it's kind of fun and quick to do all of the fur at once instead of doing some, then lightly, then some, then lightly. It's a little fun to kind of do it all at once. Parts from the swing over, connect that blue bit, and then it starts to drop down some. Bend over on this side, and over on this side, it's basically just gonna push in close to the head, out around the shape of the muzzle, and just kind of drops down. And this side is gonna be more fun, and this is also what's gonna help him look a little bit more like Simba and less like Mufasa, because he looks a lot like his dad once he's bigger. However, something that Simba has going on that Mufasa doesn't is that Simba has some of his hair that kind of falls into his face, because he's that teenager with that rock star hair going on. That pushes over, and the same thing right at the edge of the circle, kind of pushes against it and then bends over. You're just kind of drawing a little bendy road right there. Just nice and light. But now that I have that in there, I can put in his ear. Now there is one more piece of fur to kind of put in nice and light, and this is not actually his mane. It's his cheeks. We're missing his cheek over here, which for the cheek, it's basically right inside of our circle, in this little space that's left over, and all I have to do is kind of pull from the chin, down, and that gives us the shape of it, and then I'm going to just go back over, add in some little zigzags with his cheeks. Lions, like other cats, have a very good sense of smell, and they'll use scents to communicate things. They have scent glands in their cheeks, and in their paw pads, at the bases of their tail. And they'll rub up against things in their territory to kind of mark it as theirs to let other animals know that that's their space. They'll also rub up against other lions in their pride as a form of greeting, as they leave their scent on them. It lets them know that they acknowledge them as part of their family, lets other animals know that they're part of their pride, part of their family. So I'm going to go back over and add in some little floofs here and there. Again, kind of where you want to branch off is up to you, where you want to add in some floofs, add a few here and there. Rounding them off does tend to help them look a little bit softer. Add some little textures down here for his neck, you could, up to you. But there is still something else that he does need at this point. Again, shading is optional. You don't have to shade it if you don't want to. If you're still catching up, don't worry about it. But this last thing he definitely needs, because all cats need this. What do all cats need on their face? Whiskers! Whiskers gonna go on his face here. And I'm gonna try to make my nose a little bit. There we go. Oh, whiskers. Once you've gotten the whiskers on there, you've just drawn the new king of the Pride Land, Simba. How are we doing? How are we holding out? Good. As you finish up your drawings, take a moment to look down at them. Maybe they turned out better than you thought. Maybe you're feeling kind of proud. And if that's how you feel, congratulations, you're an artist and I'm so proud of you. Or maybe you're looking down and you're just like, wow, this looks terrible. And if that's how you feel, congratulations, you're an artist and I'm so proud of you. So it doesn't matter how you feel about your work in the end, or even how it turned out that makes you an artist, but the fact that you created something in the first place. So you should feel proud. You should be sure that you sign your name, sign it, date it. Today's date is 12/8/24. Alright everyone, it's been fun. The time is now up. Now in a moment you're going to hear a voice. Not my voice, but get clear with somebody from the ceiling voice. It's going to tell you it's time to leave, but it's not. Pencils are yours now. A free gift. You're welcome. If you do not want the pencils though, there's a basket over that way as you leave. Place the pencils in that basket if you do not want them. That's where they go if you don't want to keep them. Drawings, yours of course. Cherish them. Put them on a fridge. They're fridge worthy. And the last of those clipboards, let's place those clipboards propped up right against the backs of the chairs the way you found them. If everyone does that correctly, y'all got bonus points. Yes. All right, everyone, it's been fun. Hope you had fun too. Come back with us again sometime soon and enjoy the rest of your day here. Bye-bye.
Thank you all for joining us in the animation experience at Conservation Station. Please gather your personal belongings before